Cek, 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 satu, dua, tiga, satu, dua, tiga, cek, 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 satu, dua, tiga, satu, dua, tiga, cek, cek,
Sekarang kali nona manis putarlah ke kanan, ke kanan, ke kanan, ke kanan dan ke kanan, ke kanan, ke kanan, ke kanan manis. Pada ampat pisang, pisangku belum masak, masak sebiji di hurung bari-bari, masak sebiji di hurung bari-bari.
It could.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat datang di program studi keperawatan program Magister Universitas Aisyah Yogyakarta. Program ini merupakan komitmen institusi untuk menciptakan tenaga kesehatan yang unggul, profesional, dan berlandaskan nilai-nilai Islam dan kemajuan. Program ini resmi berdiri berdasarkan SK dari Kemendikbudristek pada tanggal 10 Januari 2025. Status akreditasi pada program ini adalah terakreditasi menurut SK PTEX tahun 2025. Adapun visi dari program studi ini yaitu menghasilkan magister keperawatan yang kompeten dan unggul dalam sains dan teknologi manajemen perawatan paliatif berdasarkan nilai-nilai Islam kemajuan. Ada dua misi di program ini. Yang pertama yaitu menyelenggarakan pendidikan, penelitian, dan pengabdian kepada masyarakat dengan unggulan sains dan teknologi manajemen perawatan paliatif untuk mencerdaskan kehidupan bangsa. Misi yang kedua yaitu mengembangkan kajian pemikiran dan pemberdayaan perempuan dalam kerangka Islam berkemajuan dengan kekuatan pada sains dan teknologi perawatan paliatif.
Selamat datang di program studi perawatan program Magister. Program Magister memiliki keunggulan di bidang sains dan teknologi manajemen perawatan paliatif. Perawatan paliatif adalah perawatan yang diberikan pada pasien dengan kondisi yang prognosisnya buruk, dan kita akan update keilmuan dengan sains dan teknologi untuk mampu melakukan manajemen perawatan pada pasien paliatif.
Kurikulum program studi keperawatan program magister Universitas Halusinat Yogyakarta ditempuh dalam 3 semester menyelesaikan 43 SKS. Semester 1, 17 SKS, semester 2, 14 SKS, semester 3, 12 SKS. Pembelajaran dilaksanakan secara hybrid, memadukan antara pertemuan langsung dengan interaktif rujukan. Program studi keperawatan program magister Universitas Aisyah Yogyakarta hadir untuk perawat profesional yang ingin meningkatkan kapasitas diri. Dengan visi yang kuat, keunggulan sains dan teknologi manajemen perawatan paliatif yang relevan, dan fondasi nilai-nilai Islam berkemajuan yang menjadi pembeda utama kami. Kami siap
Studi keperawatan program magister Universitas Aisyah Yogyakarta. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
telepon, kata kayu bengkok, kok dimakan api, apinya canculupan, kok dimakan api, apinya canculupan. Jauh di mana? Sansai pakulian, takkan kawan lomo, sangke dan basulit siang, landu dua nyon elo. Dan suku bagong kayong sakit senang samo di raso dan tak pernah tempuran sinar tulah sinanggar tulah sinanggar tulah sinanggar tulah sinanggar tulah sinanggar tulah yuk kita nonton ondel-ondelnya, yuk kita ngarap ondel-ondelnya, ondel-ondel ada anaknya boy, anak yang itu teriteran soy, mari bapak ondel-ondel bisa ngarap pengantin disunatin sar, goyangnya asik nonton dangdut. Ibing ikal-ikalan girl, Dok pacoco gambaran, Yuki wakoko gambaran, aku lempang sekali dari selatan. Aku lempang sekali dari selatan. Sajojo, Yumanangko bisa para samuna keke, samuna keke. Sajojo, Yumanangko bisa para samuna keke, samuna keke. Coba suang tinggal entar membuka tundung gudal pak empong merale sopong guyun dele ake sirpong dele kopong sirpong dele kopong sirpong dele kopong lagi jangan seng jangir sayang untuk roti kelap bunga langsing lanjar pemulune nyandak pada lagi. Menjageran seriangan to rora roti marasi jang jani jang rarasi jang jani jang rarasi jang jani jang rarasi jang jani jang hidup seorang beriring silih pikanya baik segala pati manuk dadali ngandung silok sinatria tersakuna bangsa di negara Indonesia menunda dari menumpang gagah bangsa di Indonesia Jaya menunda dari membangun cadangan sebaik rukun sekalian di mana anak kambing saya kambing tuan ada di pohon waru, mana di mana jantung hati saya, jantung hati tuan ada di kampung baru. Caca marica, oh hai, caca marica, hey hey, caca marica ada di kampung baru. Caca marica, hey hey, caca marica, hey hey, caca marica ada di kampung baru. Rasa sayangnya, rasa sayang sayangi, lihat dari jauh. Rasa sayang sayangi, rasa sayangnya, rasa sayang sayangi, lihat dari jauh. Rasa sayang sayangi, kalau ada sudi ladang, boleh kita menumpang mandi. Kalau ada buku panjang, boleh kita jumpa lagi. Rasa sayangnya, rasa sayang sayangi, lihat dari jauh. Rasa sayang sayangi, rasa sayangnya, rasa sayang sayangi, lihat dari jauh. Rasa sayang sayangi.
Hei, kamu yang kantor tiap hari. Enaknya,
Murah, cek aja sekarang. Murah. Soleram, 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 anak yang manis, anak manis, janganlah dicium sayang, kalau dicium merahlah pipinya. Anak manis, janganlah dicium sayang, kalau dicium merahlah pipinya. 1, 2, 3, dan 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Kalau Tuhan dapat kawan baru, sayang, kawan lama dilupakan jangan. Kalau Tuhan dapat kawan baru, sayang, kawan lama dilupakan jangan. Janganlah dicium, merahlah pipinya. Anak manis, janganlah dicium, sayang, kalau dicium merahlah pipinya. 1, 2, 3, dan 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Kalau duluan dapat kawan baru, sayang kawan lama dilupakan jangan. Kalau duluan sayang kawan lama. Anak yang manis, anak manis, janganlah dicium sayang. Kalau dicium, merahlah pipinya. Janganlah dicium sayang. Kalau dicium, merahlah pipinya.
It could be a story about some people who are struggling and pursuing their big dreams. An enormous dream, and so important to be fulfilled. Those who are ready to sacrifice, dedicated every step and time for the benefit of others. But the story is not about them. This is about big ideas that start from small steps. An effort to build commitment, trust, about those who are always there, guiding and fighting together. about something that is indescribable but so real, which ignites the spirit when undergoing it. A vision where dreams are formed, brought to life, live forth for a hope to become a real human being completely. Be Unisa, be excellent.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat datang di program studi keperawatan program Magister Universitas Aisyah Yogyakarta. Program ini merupakan komitmen institusi untuk menciptakan tenaga kesehatan yang unggul, profesional, dan berlandaskan nilai-nilai Islam dan kemajuan. Program ini resmi berdiri berdasarkan SK dari Kemendikbudristek pada tanggal 10 Januari 2025. Status akreditasi pada program ini adalah terakreditasi menurut SK PTEX tahun 2025. Adapun visi dari program studi ini yaitu menghasilkan magister keperawatan yang kompeten dan unggul dalam sains dan teknologi manajemen perawatan paliatif berdasarkan nilai-nilai Islam bermacam. Ada dua misi di program ini. Yang pertama yaitu menyelenggarakan pendidikan, penelitian, dan pengabdian kepada masyarakat dengan unggulan sains dan teknologi manajemen perawatan paliatif untuk mencerdaskan kehidupan bangsa. Misi yang kedua yaitu mengembangkan kajian pemikiran dan pemberdayaan perempuan dalam kerangka Islam berkemajuan dengan kekuatan pada sains dan teknologi perawatan paliatif.
Selamat datang di program studi perawatan program Magister. Program Magister memiliki keunggulan di bidang sains dan teknologi manajemen perawatan paliatif. Perawatan paliatif adalah perawatan yang diberikan pada pasien dengan kondisi yang prognosisnya buruk, dan kita akan update keilmuan dengan sains dan teknologi untuk mampu melakukan manajemen perawatan pada pasien paliatif.
Kurikulum program studi keperawatan program Magister Universitas Aisyah Yogyakarta ditempuh dalam 3 semester menyelesaikan 43 SKS. Semester 1, 17 SKS, semester 2, 14 SKS, semester 3, 12 SKS. Pembelajaran dilaksanakan secara hybrid, memadukan antara pertemuan langsung dengan interaktif rujukan. Program studi keperawatan program Magister Universitas Aisyah Yogyakarta hadir untuk perawat profesional yang ingin meningkatkan kapasitas diri. Dengan visi yang kuat, keunggulan sains dan teknologi manajemen perawatan paliatif yang relevan, dan fondasi nilai-nilai Islam berkemajuan yang menjadi pembeda utama kami. Kami siap mencetak lulusan yang unggul, berintegritas, dan Qur'ani yang membawa manfaat nyata bagi masyarakat dan kemajuan peradaban.
Mari bergabung dengan program studi keperawatan program Magister Universitas Aisyah Yogyakarta. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Kami siap.
Otogawa, ulang bersih. It could be a story about some people who are struggling and pursuing their big dreams. An enormous dream, and so important to be fulfilled. Those who are ready to sacrifice, dedicated every step and time for the benefit of others. But the story is not about them. This is about big ideas that start from small steps. An effort to build commitment, trust, about those who are always there, guiding and fighting together. About something that is indescribable but so real, which ignites the spirit when undergoing live forth for a hope to become a real human being completely. Be Unisa, be excellent.
Yang baru datang silahkan diisi di depan dulu ya, jangan ke belakang-belakang. Silahkan diisi bagian depan dulu ya, jangan ke belakang-belakang, Mbak yang baru datang, jangan ke belakang-belakang. Nah, sebelah kananmu itu, jangan ke belakang lagi. Itu ngapain di bawah? Yang baru datang silahkan diisi dulu, jangan ke belakang-belakang, yang depan diisi dulu itu. Nah, situ boleh ke kanan. Nah, jangan ke belakang-belakang. Itu yang kok malah kamu tuh mundur lagi. Udah bener tadi duduk di situ. Sini wae, udah jangan ajak temanmu. Kalau kamu mau di belakang ya belakang sendiri. Yang baru datang jangan ke belakang-belakang.
Baik, untuk mahasiswa S2, tolong di depan ya. Ada beberapa mahasiswa S2, monggo untuk dapat di barisan depan untuk memenuhi. Ayo, iya. Ayo, mahasiswa S2 ke depan. Nih, ya. Di daerah sini, monggo. Pak Afid, siapa? Dari ngomong lupa saya, Bu Rena. Ayo di sini sini. Ya, ayo diwarai.
Yang laki-laki di depan aja ya. Ayo di depan aja itu sampingnya Ariendira itu. Nah, situ-situ. Jangan ke belakang-belakang.
Yang depan diisi dulu. Ayo. Yang depan diisi dulu. Yang depan. Yang depan. Yang depan silahkan diisi terlebih dahulu. Silahkan. Di depan. Di depan. Yang baru datang silahkan di depan. Ya, diisi terlebih dahulu yang depan. Yang depan. Depan. Boleh. Yang sebelah sini masih kosong. Ayo Tino, Tino, di depan. Sebelah sisi kanan silahkan diisi terlebih dahulu. Iya. Silakan untuk bergabung mahasiswa S2 di depan ya. Yang S2. Ya, silahkan di depan. Silahkan duduk di tempatnya masing-masing ya. Karena jam 1 lebih ya nanti kita akan mulai. Saya cek terlebih dahulu pematerinya apakah sudah siap. Cek. Jeep, you already hear my voice clearly? Halo?
Hello, Annie.
Ya,
Yeah,
oke.
it's
Good.
very clear.
Alright.
You're still talking with your student, right?
Oke, ya. Oke. So today we have the International Studium General. Yeah. The first one, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yeah. Today agenda is the first one is opening. The second one we have welcome remarks from our Vice Dean, and the main season is the International Stadium General. Before we are going to International Stadium General, let's open with say Basmalah together. The second agenda is welcoming remarks from our Vice Dean to Professor Vantonoro. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Aini. Hey, Aini, my voice is clear?
Oh, clear. We can
Okay,
hear.
thank you. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good
Waalaikumsalam.
afternoon, everyone, especially for our guest speaker, for wonderful speaker today, Honorable our speaker, Apirande Timsen, PhD. Okay, I'm so sorry if I have mistaken to spell your name. And second one, Sirluk Winnie Tayopin, PhD. Okay, thank you so much for coming in this Zoom. And Honorable Head of Master Program Studi, Ibu Dr. Mamnuah, and Head of Bachelor Degree in our Program Studi in Nursing, Dr. Sarwinanti. First of all, as a representative for Faculty of Health and Science, we would like to thank you so much for our speaker today, for your time, for your sharing session in this wonderful class. This is about the technology in our palliative care. I think if we're talking about the technology, as we know that the technology improve every time, every minute, every day, the technology was improved. As a nurse, we need to have some adaptation with this kind of situation, I think, including in palliative care. We need to improve our knowledge, improve our skill, and improve our technological use, and also improve capability to manage a patient in our palliative care. And our speaker will explain detail about this one technology in palliative care. I think once more, thank you so much for your session, for your coming today in our meeting class today. And hopefully, this is the very important, hopefully we can have some research collaboration for future and publication, I think, together with Indonesia and Thailand for increase our recognition, I think. Once again, thank you so much and enjoy for all participants for this class. Thank you so much for everything and enjoy in our class. Thank you. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, Professor Wantonoro, to welcome your remarks. The next agenda is the main session. So today we have the international guest from Mahidol University. The first one is Dr. Sirilak. Yeah, right. Dr. Sirilak. And the second one is Dr. How to pronounce the name, actually. Your voice cannot hear here. Your voice.
Let's pronounce, follow me. Apiradi.
Apirani.
Yes.
Apirani, right?
Yes, you can call her Pang.
Pang.
Yeah,
Pang. Because in Thailand, we have a nickname. So the first one is Dr. Deep. or Sirilak. The second one is Dr. Peng. The Dr. Jeep, she is graduate from Kaohsiung Medical University. Yeah, same with me. And the second one is from National Cheng Kung University, Taiwan, right? So I will invite the first one. It will be Dr. Jeep or Dr. Peng.
Dr. Peng first.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Dr. Peng, I will invite you first. You can talk 45 minutes and then we have a discussion and Q&A, right? Okay. Okay, Dr. Peng, we cannot hear your voice. Still cannot hear.
Let her check her microphone for a while. How are you, Aini? This you are a bachelor student or right? Bachelor student and master student.
Right. Today we have the master student in here. We have how many master student? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 master student that attend offline in here. Also we have online. 1, 2, 3, around
Nine,
three,
right?
4.
Nine participants on four.
Yeah. 10
Alright.
in here. And the other one, we have a bachelor degree.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So
Yeah. How about now?
Okay. I can hear you.
Okay, I have, yeah. Sorry about the technical problem.
All right. It's okay.
Yeah.
So you can start.
So, yeah, I have 45 minutes, right?
45 minutes
Okay,
to deliver
maybe,
your
yeah.
topic. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, first of all, thank you very much for inviting us today. It's really pleasure to be here, and how to say that? We really happy if we have the future collaboration. So yeah, I will, how to say that? Selamat siang, right? Good afternoon. Is that
Yeah, all
correct?
right.
Yeah. For today, we will talk about the palliative care. The first session will be which I will have only 45 minutes. And initially, we will discuss a little bit deeper on what palliative care is and palliative care model and related definition. So, and then Dr. Jip or Ajahn Jip will talk about technology related in palliative care later, but I love to have this class to be so conservational. So if anyone have any question or would like to share anything, just feel free to share or to put the Q&A in the chat box. So I will start to share my screen.
Pardon, Dr. Peng. We would like to say that in Thailand, in Thai culture, we will call a professor like Ajahn, that Dr. Peng say that Ajahn Jip or Ajahn Peng. Okay, maybe we can use this word. It's more costly. Yeah.
So in Indonesia, we say pu, ibu.
Ibu
Yes,
Aini,
all right.
right?
Yeah,
This.
right.
Ibu Aini.
But in Thailand, you can call ajan. Ya, jadi
Yes,
bisa bilang ajan. Ya, ajan, saya mau tanya, gitu ya. Nanti kalau ada pertanyaan ya. Oke.
Okay. My slide is okay, right? Let me check. Okay. Initially, the first session, I tried to make the palliative care as the global issue, and we talk a little bit about role of palliative care nursing, which based from the evidence base. So are the students in the room have learned palliative care class before, or this is their first first time learning about the palliative care?
Siapa yang mau menjawab?
Do you guys have learned palliative care before previously in which year, or this is the first class for you?
Student in the
Yeah, the
class,
master
you can.
student, we already have the palliative classes, the master student. Yeah.
But
For the
for
bachelor, I
the
think sudah mendapatkan keperawatan paliatif toh? Yeah, it's
this
also already have the palliative. But for the global issue, I think we still learning about how to improve about the global issue.
yeah, thank you. So some content may be a little bit overlaps from your experience and from your previous lesson, but I try to make it more global issue. So as I told you, I prefer you to call me Ajahn Pang. It's much easier, and this is the objective. By the end of this class, you will be able to analyze the intersection of global health, global issue, and palliative care, including barriers, cultural, financially, and structural. And also you will be able to synthesize multidisciplinary strategies and also technology and digital health trends to design the appropriate palliative care for your population. And so the first one, we will talking about why do we need palliative care. So you see the picture, right? The two hand is very young and one is really old, right? This is what palliative care really is. So the importance of palliative care is that most people will not die suddenly. They will die slowly from a disease they have lived for years. The question is not whether suffering will occur. The question is that whether the system is ready to respond. Are we ready to respond to palliative care? Is your country ready? Yeah, we don't know, right? So in Indonesia, what are the most common top cause of death in Indonesia? Maybe is what? So let me see the most common of that are stroke, right? And ischemic heart disease, diabetes, and maybe TB. So all chronic of serious condition with long illness trajectory. Most Indonesian patients who die do not die quickly. They die slowly, often at home, often with unmanaged pain, often without formal support. The question is not whether suffering will happen. It will, definitely. The question is the system ready? So today across Indonesia, the honest answer is maybe not yet, not ready enough. That is what we are here for, changing to improve the quality of palliative care in our country. So next we move to the WHO World Map that they want to explain the aging population projected by 2050. This map shows the world in 2050. Dark blue countries will have more 30 or more of their population age over 60 and older. You see the dark blue here, right? By 2050, they will have ordered out more than 30%, and the light blue mean that by 2050, they will have ordered out more around 10 to 30%, and the gray countries mean that by 2050, they will have ordered out less than 10%. So find Indonesia on the map. By 2050, Indonesia is projected to have Where is Indonesia? Oh, this one, right? By 2050, Indonesia is projected to have approximately 20% of its population aged 60 or older, around 60 million older adults or elderly people. Indonesia is currently classified as an aging nation and is aging faster than many European countries aged in 20th century. The speed of this demographic change is exceptional. So an older population means more chronic illnesses, more people living for years with heart disease, cancer, dementia, or COPD, more family members who need support, and much greater demand for palliative care than exists today. So look at the map. Which region of Indonesia do you think will age faster? Urban Java or the other islands like Kalimantan, right? And Papua. Why might that matter for how palliative care is delivered? So you don't need to answer now. So please keep that question in your mind and think further that are we ready for the aging population that growing this fast? And yeah. So I would like to make it, make it global. So I will show you the statistic from Thailand. In Thailand, we share the same situation as Indonesia. The graph shows Thailand aging trajectory from 1960 to projected to 2050 again. Thailand become an aging society in which year? 2007 is almost 20 years have passed. And aging population means that when people age older than 60, more than 10% of total population. So Indonesia also crossed this threshold, means that more than 10% of people age older than 60 in which year? Do you know that? 2020, right? And in 2024, approximately around 12% of Indonesians are aged 60 or older, and about 32 million people. So by 2045 or 2050, Indonesians older adults may be projected to reach almost 20%, right? That means by the time of many of you are in the middle of your nursing careers already. So at that time, you will see 1 in 5 Indonesians will be older adults. You see, it's almost how many percent? 25%, right? 1 in 5 people are walking to you, and one of them is older adult. So you have to think critically how do you manage to serve this population. Compare this to Thailand. Yeah. As I mentioned, we share the same situation, same trajectory, and the same urgency, the same need for palliative care infrastructure. And in Indonesia, this is happening across how many islands? 20,000 islands, right? And 514 districts, which is really enormous variation in healthcare access, right? So if you, this is the question that I ask you to keep in mind again. At that time, you maybe become the head of department or supervisor, or maybe I'm not sure, but if you were the head of the nursing department at Paskimas, or I don't know how to pronounce it, a community health center in rural East Java, and 1 in 5 of your patients were older adult with multiple
chronic diseases, what would you need most urgently? Staff, training, or technology, or supporting policy? So you have to think in mind because it's almost, yeah, the trend is changing really fast. You have to, and you will be the key person at that time. So you have to see that this is urgency and yeah, we need you, the future nurses for Indonesian people, right? And again, we're still talking about the statistic. This slide try to present the top causes of death from global population. This is from the WHO 2022, not 2024. These two figures come from the different group of country. Can you guess which one is from high income country and which one comes from low middle income country, the left or the right? So you don't have the microphone, right? So maybe you can guess. Let me see which one. Oh, maybe the left one is from high income country, the right one from low middle income country, which is maybe Thailand and Indonesia belongs to the right figure, right? But these two figures share the same situation, which is the top causes of death globally is chronic disease, right? You see ischemic heart disease, and maybe at that time we had COVID. Ischemic heart disease, stroke, and COPD, and also Alzheimer disease and other dementias, diabetes, kidney disease, and also for low middle income country, we see top cause of death also are the ischemic heart disease, stroke, COPD, and diabetes and cirrhosis of the liver, right? So we see the statistic that really, how to say that, point at the same way that palliative care are raising the high demand. So, and in 2022, the WHO say that 80% of people who need palliative care globally live in low and middle income countries, but only 14% of them receive properly palliative care. So maybe Thailand and Indonesia are sharing the same situation. Most of people die from chronic disease, but only few of them receive appropriate palliative care. And then we're still talking about the number and statistic. The end-of-life care expenditure is really expensive. Some article found that end-of-life expenditure is account for 10%, and somehow some article found that its expenditure are higher as 29% of total spending for overall patient care. But we still have the hope. Palliative care, WHO in 2022 says that palliative care may potentially reduce healthcare costs, enhance the quality of life for both patients and their family. So that's why we need to focus more on how we will provide appropriate or properly palliative care, because it's potentially reduce the budget on healthcare costs, right? And also another number they found that as similar as I mentioned earlier, that a lot of people are in need of palliative care, but only a few people are receive palliative care. This is the number from Thailand. They say that 18% of end of life patient. From 18%, only 17% received palliative care properly. So I need to ask the Indonesian, do you have this kind of number? And if you were the decision maker, what would you do with this number to improve the number properly? So the next slide, this is the, okay, we have done talking about the statistic already, top 10 causes of death, and everything is pointing as the same thing, right? That chronic disease has increased dramatically and palliative care are really high in demand. And also we need to do something to prepare for aging population that will, that will be come up really soon. So the next session, we're talking about the related concept that important in palliative care education. The first one, this is the most popular figure in palliative care education. We call chronic illness trajectory. So on this axis, you see the function, right? The higher one means the high function. People still have the ability to perform their daily living activity, including eating, transferring, and showering or anything. But the low functions mean that people or that patient has the low ability to do any activity themselves. They need someone to help them. And for this axis is showing the time. So initially is at this point means the starting point of the diagnosis, and at the end of the time axis is death. So we see, actually we have a lot of illness trajectory, but I would like to present only 3 trajectories because it's related directly to palliative care. The first one is cancer. You see the dark blue line, right? Cancer is special in terms of they will begin with the high function, and then they will have the distinct part when they get deterioration. So we see that when the disease getting worse, the clear point is really clear here. So they will start with the high function, and when the disease cannot cure or when the disease is not sent to the chemotherapy or other form of treatment, the disease will deteriorate really clear, and the function will be dropped until they die. And the second one is the trajectory of the heart or lung diseases. You will see they start at the middle function, body function. It means that they still have a lot of burden in terms of symptoms, and also when the graph is lowing means that maybe they get they get exacerbated and they get hospitalization, and then they come back home because maybe for example, if COPD, they will get the exacerbation, admitted to the hospital and getting better, come back home at this time. And so maybe they will stay home for 6 months and then they got the hospitalized again. Maybe in 1 year, they're getting better and deteriorated for 2 or 3 times per year. And so for this disease, the difficulty is that we cannot predict when will be the end point, right? Because there are no clear-cut point as comparing as cancer. So it's difficult for for patients, for family member to predict their disease trajectory. And yeah, it's difficult to plan like communication in advance, like advanced care planning, because sometimes family member told me that this is really sudden because we never know that the patient will we need the intubation at this time, something like that. But actually, the illness trajectory is really long and really unpredictable. That's why the family member never prepare anything. So they thought it's like it's so sudden. And the last one is the frailty and dementia. You know that comparing among these three trajectories, dementia is the lowest, start at the lowest function, right? As you may know, dementia, we need a lot of caregiver, we need a lot of demand or effort from caregiver because their dementia patient or frailty patient has a really few ability to perform daily activity themselves, and also again it's difficult to predict their death or their when will be deteriorated for them. And for the most common problem of this kind of trajectory is that we need to focus on caregiver burden, and also we need to, because the patient cannot make the decision themselves, right? But it's difficulty to plan like the communication in advance, like advanced care planning, because dementia is not able to communicate or express everything clearly because of their cognition, right? Because of the cognitive decline. So yeah, this is the most popular chronic illness trajectories that if you learn palliative care, you may need to know these three trajectory, and each trajectory have the different challenges and different barriers. So you have to, yeah, keep in mind again how to manage these different chronic trajectory. And I think, yeah, I come up with the palliative care definition from WHO 2022 that you may have seen this before, but I will make it more clear in this presentation. So palliative care improved the quality of life of patients and that of their family who are facing challenges associated with life-threatening illness, whether physical, psychological, social, or spiritual. The quality of life of caregiver improve as well. So you will see that is totally different from the biomedical model. The current model, we try to cure the disease, right? We try to cure the disease. We try to get patient back from the hospital to home, and also we will never not no one talking about quality of life, right? But palliative care do. Palliative care, we focus on quality of life of patient and also their family. So comparing to the current biometric model, we try to cure only disease, right? And focus on only patient. We are never talking about their families or caregivers. And also this is another keyword, like life-threatening illness. And also we will include the comprehensive aspect, including physical, psychological, social, and spiritual. Indonesia, you have own formal policy for palliative care, right? How to pronounce it? Permenkes, or yeah, that issue in 2007, right, established the first national guideline on palliative care in Indonesia. That guideline recognized palliative care as a patient right and call for its integration for hospital service. However, the implementation of palliative care in Indonesia remains incomplete, especially outside of the major cities like Jakarta, Surabaya, or yeah. So you have to, as the future nursing leader, you have to think, how do I improve the implementation of this act and how to make it distribute equally among not only limited in the big city. Yeah. And then I will talking about maybe just a little bit quickly, palliative care and related concept, end of life care. WHO gave the definition for the end of life care, which is care provided to person nearing the end of their life. So it can be provided at any stage of terminal illness, not just the very end. But people always confusing that end of life is the last 6 months of their life, right? But actually based on the definition from the WHO, so end of life is providing at the person near end of life at any stage when they got diagnosed of terminal illness. And also hospice care. The hospice care is the support and care for individual in their final stage of incurable disease. Sometimes we use it interchangeably as the setting or model of care. So if someone says hospice care can be the model of care or can be the place that taking care of the incurable disease in their final stage. And also, again, this is still related to palliative care definition. You see the palliative care is like the bigger circle because it's the broader concept comparing to other concept. And the middle one is end of life care, and also hospice care is here. And we also have last days or hours of care. This will focus on symptom management and bereavement and grief support. Do you know what the bereavement is? Yeah, if you don't know, this is the really important concept in palliative care. Bereavement is the care that we providing for the grief family member after their loved one die or disease. So this is also another important term of palliative care, which really different from the other biomedical model, because other biomedical model will not focus on grief or family member, right? So, and maybe these figures are worth to remember if you really want to do research on palliative care and in the future. I think this is, let me think. As I mentioned earlier, palliative care is like comprehensive model that we have a lot of concept, including advanced care planning. Advanced care planning is the process, not just the written document or legal document for planning their end of life preference. So Ajahn will explain it later in the next session. So advanced care planning is the communication process that any patients can express or share their preference in the future. And also palliative care still also cover the spiritual and existential care, And also we also care for caregiver and support the bereavement care. Also, the important one also symptom relief or symptom management, because this is the main thing, main physical domain in palliative care, right? We caring for relief the symptom and improving their quality of life. And also we're still talking the model and overall model of the palliative care. As I mentioned earlier, palliative care is comprehensive. So we cover physical care, psychological care, social care, and also spiritual, including religious counseling, meditation, spiritual ritual, and any other things, not just taking care from only the disease or the patient. So we also cover every aspects of their life. Yeah, this is another important figure in palliative care. What do you see? This is the symptom prevalence. This axis show the percentage of symptom prevalence. The higher means that they have the high symptom. And this axis show the different diseases. The first one is cancer, congestive heart failure, COPD, CKD, dementia, and AIDS. And the different color shows the different symptoms. We will look at each disease. The first one is cancer, which is the most common disease that they always receiving the palliative care, right? What do we see from cancer? The top 3 highest symptoms are, what is that? Pain, right? The pain is here around 85%. And the green one is fatigue or lack of energy. And the top third is anorexia. Anorexia is like, how to say that? Anorexia is, yeah, it's like people cannot eat or drink, so they become so thin. So move at the another disease, which is congestive heart failure. The top 3 symptoms are different, like totally different. The first 2 share the same percentage, which is almost 90% of congestive heart failure will have this symptom, which is, what is that? Breathlessness and fatigue, right? Yeah, and the third one is like, what is that? Pain, right? Yeah, this is the top 3 of congestive heart failure. And look at the COPD. COPD is in the middle trajectory, which is up and down and up and down, right? The top symptoms is, what is that? Breathlessness. Yeah, because they have the difficulty of breathing, right? Almost every one of them will have the breathlessness if you are COPD, and then fatigue or lack of energy. So for the kidney disease, the top symptoms are fatigue or lack of energy, followed by the anorexia and breathlessness. Also dementia. Yeah, it's surprisingly dementia has the lowest symptoms prevalence as comparing to other disease, right? Do you think why this happened? The dementia has the lowest symptom prevalence among all end of life disease? Yeah, maybe someone have the answer in their mind, because some of dementia cannot express everything clearly, so that's why. And this is the self-reported data. So dementia has the ability to express themselves because they have the cognitive function difficulty, right? Decline. But however, we can see that the top symptoms that they're suffering are what? Breathlessness and pain. The last one is constipation. Oh, surprising, right? Dementia got the suffering from constipation. And also the last one, AIDS. The top causes of top 3 cause of death also different from each disease. The first one is fatigue, followed by the pain and dry mouth. So what this figure tell us exactly? Why do I present this figure for you? Okay, just answer answer in your mind because you don't have the microphone, right? So typically we will see palliative care patient as cancer only because maybe the barriers that we have discussed earlier, the cancer trajectory, we see the distinct part of getting deteriorated, right? So it's much easier for us to see, oh, this is going to be in their end of life comparing to other diseases. So it's difficult for us as a healthcare provider to see which one needs palliative care and need to control the symptoms. So that's the first thing. And the second thing, I want you to see that each disease has its own symptoms. So not every disease has the same symptoms, right? So when we talking about symptom management in palliative care, the first symptom that always come up in our mind is pain, right? But pain is only common in some disease, not in every palliative care patients, right? So each disease had its own suffering. So, and another thing is that when you access the symptom of palliative care patient, you should normally you ask like, do you have any pain today? Can you tell me your pain score for this morning? Or do you have any constipation? Can you go to the toilet? Something like that. But the better question you should ask the palliative patient is that what symptoms are bothering you the most? Because palliative care symptoms come as the cluster, you see that, right? Every patient have the group of symptoms. So as a healthcare provider or as a nurse, we have to ask them in cluster, not in a single disease. So next time, keep in mind if you need to access the symptom of palliative patient, you need to first, it's not only pain that need to manage because palliative care patient is not only cancer. And then you need to access them in cluster, not a single symptoms. That I really want from this figure. So from the symptom prevalence chart. So we almost run out of 45 minutes. I will do it quickly for the last 5 minutes. Advanced care planning is another important topic in palliative care, which is really popular in last 20 years is becoming popular around the world. Advanced care planning is a process that supports adults at any age or state of health in understanding and sharing their personal value, life goals, and preference. So the goal of advanced care planning is to help ensure that people receive medical care that is consistent with their values, goals, and preference during serious and chronic illness. You see that the traditional advanced care planning, initially we focus on the written document or what we call advanced directive or living will. Some of you may heard that earlier. That document is we need to say that we want we want intubation, we want CPR or not, or do we want anything in our end of life period. But advanced care planning is like the bigger concept that it's not necessary to have the document, but anything that can communicate or sharing the personal value or goals is okay. But somehow it can have the legal document or decide who will be the proxy for this person. But normally when we talk about advanced care planning, it will be not only the documents, it much broader comparing to the traditional advanced care planning that we know. Okay, you may see this figure already, right? The decision-making hierarchy. The first one, when anything seriously happen with patient, and that patient still have the full conscious to make a decision. The decision making will belong to patient as the first rank to make their own decision. But they have to that patient still need to have the full conscious. And then advanced care planning will affect after this point, whenever normally the patient when the disease getting more progress, the conscious will be dropped, right? Or maybe something suddenly happens. So if they have advanced care planning earlier, the advanced care planning will be active at this time when the patient cannot make the decision anymore. So, and then following the patient, if patient get deteriorated, cannot make the decision themselves, the next thing will be healthcare POA or legal guardian. So this patient need to assign the legal person to make a decision for themselves. But if they never assign anyone or record anything, the decision making will belong to spouse and also their children over 18. But the order from this pyramid or hierarchy will be different based on the law of each country. But in the US and also in Thailand, the order is as same as this figure. And then if we cannot find anything above this, so the attending physician will make the decision about that situation. So that's how advanced care planning will help after patient get deteriorated. Yeah, because patient will express their wish or value in advance, and when the disease getting more serious and they cannot make the decision themselves, will use advanced care planning. Oh, I think we don't have time to discuss that much.
Yeah,
Oh,
time is up. Ajahn
time
Peng.
is up.
Yeah, right.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe the important thing about the global issue, can you share it? Just 1
To
minute.
let me see. How about the last one? This is the new model of palliative care that you may have heard before, that palliative care, the ideal palliative care should start at the very beginnings and continue during the disease progress, starting from the stable, unstable, deteriorating. And also we can provide curative care and palliative care at that time, but different focus on different stage of their life. And then when the patient no disease-directed treatment, so we will provide end-of-life care and also palliative care cover believement that this is the new model of palliative care that ideally we should initiate since diagnosis, and the transition between curative care and palliative care should be a little bit smooth, not cut the curative care suddenly, and then when the disease cannot be cured, we move suddenly to palliative care. This is the ideal one, that this is still have a lot of barriers and limitation implementing this. So I think this is the another important thing. So time is up. Maybe we go for the next session.
All right, thank you so much, Ajan Peng, that delivery excellent theory about the palliative care and global issue. Right now we have the Q&A and discussion session. We have actually in here we also have an international student, right? International student and also regular class from bachelor and master student. So we have a question from master student, maybe one or two from master student, and next two question or one question. Okay, one question from the international classes, right? Right. The master student want to ask? All right, one. Okay, we got two questions first. The first one, it will be the from the international classes. Okay. All right.
Okay, introduce myself first. I'm Muhammad Abdul Salam Derbal, student semester 6 in Unisa, Yogyakarta. And I have a question here. Wait. The question say, since the WHO definition focus early in integration, how can we as nurse convince the medical team to start palliative care at the time of cancer diagnosis rather than waiting for the terminal stage? This is my question. Thank you.
All right. You want to keep it or okay, give applause from international classes. All right, you want to answer the question or keep it first? We want to
Just want to collect the question first.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Okay, we move to the second question from the master student. All right.
Thank you for the opportunity given. Let me introduce. My name is Devi from the Master Nursing Program. Let me you ask a few questions. The first, question. How can palliative nurse integrate cultural competence with evidence-based principles when dealing with terminal patients from cultural background who rejects the discussion of death? Question of two, what the role of health workers in ensuring the quality of life of caregiver is maintenance during the treatment progress? Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Clear
Yeah.
the question? The last question?
I think I got the first one. How palliative care
all
nurse
right, okay.
integrate cultural issue in our nursing care, right? And the second question, I'm not that clear. Can you repeat it for me for the second question?
Okay. For the second question, ask about all right. The master student have the second question. The first question is about how to integrate the palliative care if the patient is not low about the end of life care. Right? You got it? How to integrate with other healthcare collaboration. Right? You got it?
The first one is how to integrate the
Right. And the second one
the cultural issue, right? in
Right.
nursing care.
Right.
Okay,
And the
for the
second
second
one,
one,
apa yang kedua? All right. The second one is about the role of nurses. How we do the quality of life in our work. That is the second question from the master degree. Right. You got it?
how do nurse have the
Right.
quality of life
Yeah.
as
From the
our
patient. How to maintain it.
how do nurse maintain quality of life, right? Okay. The first one, thank you very much for the question. You asked the really important question for more or of three questions. The first one, the student asked about the early palliative care, which is still being the limitation as the WHO said that we should integrate palliative care at the diagnosis point, right? But in Thailand, we still have the problem of implementing so. So maybe we can, the first thing that come in my mind, I'm thinking about the screening tool. Have you heard about the surprise question screening tool before, the student? So
Do you read? Ada yang tahu?
do you,
Ready?
yeah.
No, that the first time.
Never, right?
No,
Yeah.
no.
The surprising question is about, we will use the question like, will you be surprising if the patient will die within 6 months or 1 year? This is most common method or most common screening to see, oh, this one needs palliative care now or not. So that's the first one. But this screening tool still have some limitation because it's based on physician perspective, right? And it's also based on their expert. But somehow they are useful to screen and sending the patient to palliative care. But we still cannot solve the problem of providing early palliative care, but this may help to increase the amount of people receiving proper palliative care on time. And maybe the next slide, I prepare too much. I preparing to present another screening tool for who are in need of palliative care, but maybe we can talk later. But the first thing that you should know is the surprising question asking about whether will you be surprised if this patient die within 6 months or 1 year. And we often use the physician to make a decision. If they say yes, that person should receive palliative care consultation, something like that. And the second one, this is my expert. We should talking about date. No, we should say that in order to provide early palliative care effectively, we should start as early as possible about the advanced care planning. So as I touched a little bit about advanced care planning is the process that the patient can share their value and preference related to their end of life, right? But this one still have a lot of issue, including in my country. Thai people always avoid talking about death and dying, also including even just planning about their end of life. So they tend to avoid. And also as a healthcare provider, as a nurse, we hesitate to initiate this kind of conversation. And maybe this point we can solve by raising public awareness on advanced care planning or talking about death and dying, making it become the normal thing, like we plan for the giving birth, or any other health issue. So my answer is advanced. We should provide early advanced care planning and raising the awareness of preparing for death and dying at the same time. And also, I'm thinking about use the technology like the telehealth, because maybe nowadays the resource or budget is the big problem in providing early palliative care. And also, if we can develop some accessible digital tool that easily to provide telehealth at every patient at any stage of their life, I think maybe this help improving early palliative care, as you asked. So, and you have to keep in mind, you have to answer this yourself, because you will be the future head nurse in the future, right? So you have to, but the question is really important. Thank you very much. And the second student, also she asked the two important questions. The first one will be the cultural issue, how we integrate the culture or cultural things into our nursing care, right? So the first thing as nurse can do, if we have to learn the different from we have to learn the different thing from different cultures. For example, we have for example, when in Thai people, when the disease get deteriorated, we will play for making my mind become more peaceful. And also sometimes when the patient dead, the family member will ask the monks to pray for them, for the deceased patient. So we have to learn and understand as much as possible about different culture or different norms of people, so we can have the cultural different understanding of different culture. And also I think in Thailand, we always provide a spiritual service in palliative care setting, right? We can invite monks when the patient dead. So if you can provide this kind of spiritual support, but the first one, you have to be knowledgeable about the different cultural issue in your people that you are taking care of. And then maybe the second question is that how do nurses maintain the quality of life in palliative care? As I mentioned earlier, about 4 circles of palliative care, which including physical, spiritual, psychological, and social. And also another thing is like advanced care planning, symptom management, and bereavement care. So we have to keep in mind that palliative care is comprehensive, and we have to address or access all comprehensive aspects of palliative care. So if we understand them comprehensively, for example, for the physical aspect, we have to access for the symptom using the question that we discussed earlier, what symptoms are bothering you the most, and also provide the support of the symptoms. Also for the psychological care, we provide the consultation or emotional support. And another thing, spiritual care, as we discussed earlier, we need to be knowledgeable about the cultural and provide spiritual service or spiritual support for the family members. So I quite confident if we assess or for dimensions of palliative care, we will understand the patient and family better, and we can provide the quality of palliative care. So thank you for the question. That means you are really concentrate in the for the presentation. Thank you.
Alright, thank you.
Hmm.
Ada yang bertanya lagi nggak ada ya? Masih ada satu materi lagi soalnya ya. Oke. Sudah capek? Lelah? Lelah. Berdiri dulu. Oke, thank you so much, Ajan Peng. So we will move to Ajan Jeep. Maybe so stay with me for 40 hours or 45 hours. We will have the take a picture together because in end of in these classes. All right.
Okay, it's my turn, right?
All right. Why
Yeah,
for
yeah.
5 minutes? Because in here we also have ice breaking. Ya, coba berdiri semua. Ya, berdiri. Berdiri. Sudah berdiri semua? Kalau saya bilang malam, angkat tangan kanannya. Kalau saya bilang siang, angkat kirinya. Kalau saya bilang sore, tidak angkat tangan. Ya, mengerti? Kita coba dulu. Malam? Malam. Siang? Sore? Oke, kita mulai ya. Nanti yang salah diapain ini? Traktir satu kelas ini semuanya. Baik, kita mulai ya. Konsentrasi. Nyanyi di depannya nanti. Kita mulai. Sore? Sore? Angkat ini. Kelihatan tidak konsentrasi. Nyanyi di depan berarti dengan bahasa Libya. Baru sekali. Kita nanti kalau sampai 2 kali salah berarti harus dihukum ya. Baik, kita mulai sekali lagi. Nanti kalau salah lagi, nah ya konsentrasi. Malam? Malam? Sore? Iya, salah lagi. Wah, ini memang tidak konsentrasi nih mahasiswa dari internasional ini ya. Ya sudah kita duduk. Nanti di akhir ya nanti ya. Hukumannya di akhir nanti. Ya. Okay, we'll move to the second speaker, to Ajanjib. Time is yours. Right. 45 minutes to deliver your topic.
Yeah, thank you very much, Aini. I'm very pleased to be here today as well. First of all, thank you, Ajahn Pang, that you share your experts like palliative care in the global one. So actually, this slide I would like to acknowledge Ajahn Pang as well because she really expert in this area and she shares some content and I adapt some and share to you and your student today. It's my turn. It trend and issue in technology utilization with a focus on technology in palliative care. Oh, I didn't share my slide, right? Oh,
Yeah.
so sorry.
Haven't.
Yeah, not yet.
No, okay.
Or you can share your slide first.
Do you want me to share for you or?
You can.
Huh?
You can share for. No need. Wait.
You share it yourself, right?
Yeah. Have you see my slide like this?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. The next slide. First of all, I would like to rethinking about technology in palliative care. Nowadays, as we know, the technology is rapidly expanding in palliative care. Not only palliative care, I mean, in our life and in any healthcare system as well. It's like, it's sometimes technology is a both side, that a positive side and then it's negative side as well. It depends that we use it. For sure, its promise is better to access, monitoring, and coordination. But the important thing or the challenge that we will use it is like it's very complex to apply in the real world. It's very difficult. And today we will talk that what the technology is, but how it's used and what the challenge in practice. I would like to continue as a little bit about advanced care planning. She mentioned in the earlier presentation, and also she explained more in the Q&A session already. So I would like to share that advanced care planning is a sign of legal form to dynamic value-based communication process. Actually, it's a consensus definition as well, as when companies support adults at any age or state of health in understanding and sharing in their personal values, life goals, and preference for future medical care. It also has a advanced care planning paradigm shift from 2024 to 2026. It's advanced care planning is document, right? And then it's it's not include only end of life. It's recommended to the start at the time of NCD diagnosis or anything that the physician diagnose the disease, and it's help to reduce a future crisis that Dr. Ajahn Peng mentioned before, and also include the multidisciplinary hub. While the physician oversee medical care, nurses have emerged as digital navigators and communication bridge who facilitate this talk over time. You see, the nurse very important. And this slide also show the myth and fact. This will misunderstanding about the advanced care planning is like for example, you think what we will do when you will make the advanced care planning. Actually, maybe some person will think, oh, when I have like it's for example, I have a chronic disease for a long time, and right now the symptom is sudden, then I will make the advanced care planning. But in the fact that is we can make advanced care planning at any time that we want, and also not only the document, it's actually it's our wishes is okay. And sometimes we think that, oh, maybe until I old or I have illness, and also not as well, and we can do at any time. This slide I will share you later, and or you can search it and read it more from the NIH website as well about advanced care planning. We will approach to the technologies. This is research about evaluation of hospice at home for home-based palliative care development usability pilot study. So this study mentioned about the patient where the Samsung Galaxy Watch and they like the smartwatch is they can track like a heart rate, sleep, and oxygen saturation, and also when it has like the wrong symptom, they will have the signal, right? The nurse role is the nurse, as a nurse, we will know that this side, the signal, the alert, and the symptom, the data is sent to the nurses to know that the patient will get something wrong, something like that. And instead, the benefit or advantage of this device, actually, when we have the crisis symptom, we will go to the hospital. And this one is very helpful for the patient and nurse as well. Sometimes patient not go to the, go to the hospital or ER. They just contact the nurse via the smartphone. With smartphone or smartwatch, or we can call or use the telehealth to contact and change the data, and the nurse will tell to the basic support for the patient or family. It's very convenient as well. This is a benefit for the technology. That another is the review of role of digital health on palliative care. And as I mentioned before, that we cannot meet the healthcare provider face to face, right? We can call online, and we can use telehealth to contact the healthcare providers. And also, it's also reduce the caregiver burden and anxiety as well, because because if they have some crisis, like they have sudden pain, right? And sometimes have another symptom, that fatigue, right? That Dr. Peng mentioned before, that the most symptom that we met in the cancer patient is like pain, and the second one is fatigue, right? And when we suddenly meet like this at home, what do you do? So a little health will help you as well, like this. And we can use a video consult, or sometimes we can take the message in the chat box, and the admin will answer your question or reply suddenly. And this study show that they use the video consultation around 2 times per week, and to fulfill their wish or release the burden, release the anxiety from the caregiver. It's in my opinion, it's very helpful that we have a telemedicine and mHealth like this, because they help the patient, and the second one, they also help the caregiver as well. This is the um, main idea for this paper. They show like that. And also, they mentioned one thing, that a multifaceted approach is required, integrating tech training as well, because when we use technology, we need to train about technology use and ethical safeguard. It's very important, because ethic when we use technologies, and infrastructure to ensure that equitable access, because anyone need to equitability to use the technology. Another that I mentioned before is we need to train, we need to aware about the ethic. Does more technology mean better care? What do you think? If we have a lot of technology help in our life, is also better, or like so or I work like as usual is better already. Sometimes more data does not always mean better understanding, because sometimes, for example, you are a nurse, and some of you are a nurses already, so you may have the experience to take care of the patient in the hospital or at home. So if you get more data in your life, as this patient tell come to you this way, blah blah blah, and another one tell you as blah blah blah, what happened? It's maybe you feel like overwhelmed, right? That means more data does not always mean better understanding. Yes, that's also sometimes it may not a better care. Yes, it's Another thing is continuous monitoring may increase workload. Yeah, when you know about the wrong symptom, yeah, sure, it's increase your workload as well because you need to take care of them. And sometimes it's about the patient. They will watch like if they wear the wearable device like smartwatch, they will take a look or focus on the device over time, right? And sometimes technology cannot capture the suffering from human because technology is not human. That means the one thing that AI can, in my opinion, AI cannot instead of the human as well because they can capture all the wrong symptoms, right? And they cannot like feel the patient feel. Okay, if for example, if patient have pain, sure, if we have pain, maybe heart rate increase, blood pressure also increase as well, and the device cannot capture like how they feeling like how they might feel or how they feel right now. Yeah, as it's made the reality. You can consider of it later. You can share to me later. Also, the key issue in technology utilization. As I mentioned before, that if you have more data from patient, it's data overload. And you can compare if you got a lot of data, you are caring, or patient will get a meaningful of care as well or not. And equality in access. Maybe technology is depend on the user as well. Who use the technology? I thought that you need to have knowledge or have a little bit high education level as well because you can learn how to use the technologies. If you have a low education or you are like lower, how to say, the lower level in the social maybe cannot use the technologies. And sometimes it's loss of a human connection because we cannot meet the patient in face to face, right? We can talk, we can contact via the chat box or video as well. Another is ethical dilemma in the decision making. This one is also very difficult, yeah, about the technology utilization. And this slide will show digital health and telepalliative care. You will see that digital health application, how we use the digital health app. For example, this one is the health information. It's also health like this. So sorry. It's also health the digitalized record, diagnosis, and dashboard. And another knowledge generation. You can use in the epigenetic, epidemiologic modeling and use the AI and also the knowledge integrators. It help to you make decision and predictive analytic and also personal health device like a mobile assessment or monitoring tailoring. Another is you may here it often like telemedicine, like a remote consult, right? It's also benefits as well because if you far away from the hospital or you stay in the remote area, the telemedicine very useful and also use a care management or coordinations. And digital health also used in the diagnostic is because of testing, analytic, even the on-site or remote sites. Imaging, right? Because we have can help in the pinpoint assessment or interpretation of the diagnosis or the uh, in the another testing. Another pharmaceutical and the drug use, and also implantable device, and help in surgical help, personalized therapeutics, and geospatial and environmental. This one is also shown in the benefits of digital health application, and we can apply in palliative care as well in each the section of the digital health application. This is also show the digital health use at home. We call the digital home hospice or hospice at home. You will see in the center of the picture on the slide. And the left side is a patient at home. They use a mobile application. How the mobile use, they can show the symptom report, right? Like a pain, a routine, breakthrough and post-PRN medication, the target symptom, bowel movement, body temperature, and variable monitoring is also benefit. If you wear like a variable device, they can check your blood pressure, pulse rate, oxygen saturation, or sleep duration as well. And another at home that in a mobile app that you have a smart medication box. You will see like if we have the regular medication that you have to take, PRN medication, and also like the patch or spray, another that have to use, they will record in the smart medication box and will remind you it's on time and this time to take the medicine, blah blah like that. And also in another side, I will explain like this as before, and I will show that how to connect between mobile application at home and the web page in the healthcare provider. Also, in the healthcare provider, they will have the web to monitor or contact with the patient at home. They also have the panel like a remote patient monitoring, like a self-report symptom, vital sign, medication information, and also this web page also provide the personalized care that show the target symptom and symptom score, vital threshold tailored to the patient. They will monitor, if they say like this, they will monitor it one by one patient. And also medication reminder, costume timing for BIN effect assessment, compliance monitoring, and customizable alert. So when you see the green arrow like this, the patient at home, if have to follow the routine, follow the mobile application, they will send the data to the digital home hospice, and this hospice at home will send the data to the healthcare provider as well. And they have something happen. If you want to ask or you have problem at that time, you can take a message. And if something happen, they will have emergency alert and something as, oh, you need to take this medicine, or if you will see like, oh, your heart rate is a little bit high or have a risk something, they will have a message alert. And as well, so you will see that the web application and the healthcare provider also can take message and have teleconsulting to the patient as well. Oh, where is the nurse, right? So the nurse is like we also do the face-to-face visits, like do the physical assessment, medication, management, education, and psychosocial support. So you will see that even we have the technology, the nurse also play an important role to help the patient at home, also connect to the web application with the healthcare provider. Another is a study about the effectiveness of the integrated palliative care telehealth intervention in patients with chronic heart failure. you will see that this study will show like the duty shift to the nurse lead model. Actually, this study they include many healthcare providers, like healthcare provider team, cardiologists, palliative physicians, and APN. And another also have social workers, psychosocial counselor, chaplains, and nutritionists. And everyone is we call a multidisciplinary team, right? And they use the digital home to translation, to use the telephone, coaching, or WhatsApp, webinar, and remote monitoring, and anything else to contact the patient between hospital and home. So this nurse is serve as the central coordinator linking all specialty patients. This model, when they do the research, they found that this model can improve patient quality of life and reduce hospitalization. Because nurse is, you see, I will show that nurse is a very important person in the healthcare system, and also the important one in the healthcare provider as well, because the nurse is the coordinator between patient and multidisciplinary team. And also the result also show in the good way, okay, the patient can reduce the hospitalization, and we can detect the early symptom management. And this one is show that the artificial intelligence, or AI, in palliative care. AI in the clinical decision support and nursing practice, and also we do the mapping study in palliative care. We can do research like scoping review, or also the previous study is had the intervention. We have the review, the systematic review as well. And also AI can make the application challenge, and we can do the future direction in palliative care. And we don't forget about the ethic challenge. And if you study in a higher level, you can match this area if you're interested in match in PhD research, in for your master student, or for the bachelor student, you can match in master and PhD student as well. This question is very important. If you know that patient has less than 2 months to life, the patient has not asked, what do you do? This is a question. So you can share us later. And another is also the research as well. It's like AI in nursing practice, decisional support, and clinical integration. Oh wow, AI can help us to in the decision making and clinical integration, you see. And in the clinical decision support, they can analyze the electronic health record, lab result, and real-time real-time vital. It's really help us to make like a document, also lab, and any real-time the vital of patients. And they also help us to detect the early warning. They also have an early warning system. If the patient have they can detect sepsis, or patient deterioration, or have a fall leaks, right? Another side, you may heard that we have the fall detection device. I thought that you will heard it, you may heard it before, because you see it's also help us in the as well, like in the palliative care. And also they help about the language, about the documentation. Maybe they will help us extract from the nurse note. It's benefit for us. We need to do the document too much, reduce the admin burden, and identify patient as a high risk. It also help us as well. Another, the AI in the nursing, they can help us in the workflow optimization. It's AI-driven staffing, ambient voice documentation, and workload balancing. And another AI is a chatbot. It's help like the post-discharge patient follow-up. Also help us to check the patient at home after discharge from the hospital, and medication adherence, and also help in appointment reminder. In Thailand, the chatbot is very helpful for the healthcare system. We use it too much. For example, in my experience in my hospital, we also had the hospital application as well. And we will alert or remind you if you have the appointment, like remind you 2 days before, and when you go on that day, on the appointment day, if you go to the hospital, they can remind you, is your queue is almost approaching, like this. It's very helpful as well about the AI. And another about a nursing role. The nurse must advocate for the AI tool to respect patient dignity, privacy, and autonomy as well. Because some patients maybe don't know, it may be wrong user about the AI. The nurse also must be educator. If you see like this patient will have not it's not like the patient is not safe about the privacy or the dignity, the nurse be advocate for the patient. And nursing curriculum must embed data literacy, AI ethics, and clinical appraisal of algorithms. So, in my class, in Thailand, we also use the AI in the class as well. It's that like we have to have class to teach students that's how to use the AI in the right way, like a data literacy as well, because many students use AI when do the report, or answer the question when we go to the like clinical practice or the community, when the teacher ask student cannot answer, they ask the AIs. This is a big thing, the big important thing for us as me and Ajahn Pang as well, because we need to teach student put the AI in the course. In another challenge and barrier, sometimes we need to train, how to use the AI, and sometimes we meet a risk of overreliance about the clinical judgment, and also data privacy. And very important, right? Because the data patient cannot need to be safe and cannot leak out from the hospital or anywhere. And also insufficient nurse involvement in the AI design. This one I also agree, because some of nurse may make low technology in some area, because AI is go fast, it's go up every day. We have like to follow it. If we lost or we didn't use AI like 1 week or 1 month, what happened? Oh, what's happening in the AI is run so fast like that. And education in an AI literacy gap is very important, it's very challenging and the barrier. We need to follow the challenge and cross this gap. And for the future direction, the AI assistive virtual care variable for palliative care at home. We hope that we will see in next 2 or 3 years and less than 10 years. And predictive population health. And AI power robotic for medication delivery and monitoring. Mostly, this one is of a robot. We use a robot. We use a robot in a hospital in my hospital in Thailand. Also have the robot, help the nurse to like check the vital signs. Sometimes we have the robot assistant to help the nurse like give the medicine or the serve like care to patient. But if I ask, if you ask is can instead the nurse, maybe not because robot is a bot, it's not have feeling. If the robot touch and and the nurse touch is maybe different. The next is that the earlier I mentioned that we have many challenges and barrier about technology use, right? And this ethical reflection from mine, and you should think and answer yourself, and or you can share later as well. Should AI generate prognosis be shared with patient if AI can detect? For example, you wear some device, variable device, and some signal alert, like maybe like how to say, you will be shocked within soon, something like that. If like this, if you have the data like this, you will share your patient. Or what if prediction are inaccurate? Is and who is responsible for decision making? How do we balance autonomy and cultural values? For sure, this is very important and difficult, also difficult in Thailand as well, because Thai culture that Ajahn Peng mentioned before is very sensitive, right? Even if you talk about death and dying, the older will scold you or blame you less. Cannot talk like that. It's not good. It's not good. It's a bad thing. The slide will share that how many percentage about the AI or technology uses. Mostly in the global, we use a telemedicine. The first one is use the most is telemedicine. Another we use about the communication. Another is about symptom control, and also can use in decision support as well. But the small one, the last one is that we use about the AI is education, right? It's like a video, e-learning, virtual coaching, even for healthcare provider and caregivers. For this part about education, I just share. In my faculty that I work, we have the AI like e-learning, right? And maybe we don't have VR yet. It's in the developing. Yeah. As you see, the AI may be less in the education. The technology to practice, what should nurse do? Wow. It's also difficult because even interpret data, we need to interpret. We not collect the data if we get the data from the technology. when we interpret, what will you do next? As I asked you before, if you don't know data like this, the patient will shock soon, will die soon, or with something getting worse soon. What you will do after you interpret it? And how you support the patient and family in decision making. Yeah, it's very difficult, right? Because a different patient, different family have the different culture, different belief, right? Mm. And another is the balance technology with compassionate care. Yeah, we need to balance the technology use and even the caring. We don't need to wait which one is bigger or smaller. We need to balance this as well. And the important, we need to be the educator or the nurse advocate for the ethical and culturally appropriate use. So it's very important thing as well. The nurses translate the technology into meaningful care. We not just collect data or we know the data and work like bot. No, we need to be the good nurse, right? And we need to know the data, we translate it. And the important thing, we need to improve the quality of life of the patient and family. Because palliative care, we don't treat about only the patient, we also take care of their family as well. And another is the important thing as well is like key insight from technology used in the practice is that I mentioned that I thought this is also difficult when we have the technology used and in the practice, because in the real world it's also difficult because we need to match the technology with the patient, because different patient, different personality, everything is not the same like the technology, right? If technology show that is one, but patient is one person, also different. So we have to improve the access and monitoring, and does not replace clinical judgment. As we mentioned, if we know the like this, who gonna be the first one to share to the patient, or who gonna be the first one to like the judge the symptom. And the another is the important thing is introduce new challenge in the communication and ethics. This also the question, which of these trend is the most feasible of your current clinical setting? You can answer it in your mind. It's fine, right?
If you have 5 minutes left, 5 minutes left.
Oh, okay. Thank you. And this is a case discussion. We can share the case. This is the student can share with us as well. A patient with advanced cancer is monitored using the wearable technology, maybe a smartwatch. The system alert that the patient may deteriorate within 1 to 2 weeks. What you do as a nurse? Would you inform the patient or family? What concern do you have about using this technology? Any who's one want to share this one? If you are a nurse and you still look at the data, this one, and the system alert that, oh, this patient will getting worse within 1 to 2 weeks, what you gonna do if you are a nurse? Who want to share? Okay. No problem. And the first one, if you want to take a look at this one, the clinical judgment that like a technology provide data is correct or not. Nurse need to interpret the data, the meaning. What is that? Is true or wrong, or is appropriate, it is suitable to the patient symptom or not. And Decision remain human-centered. Even the technology is the assisting device, but it's not cannot make decision. The ethical consideration, you need to, even you want to talk family or patient, you need to be ethic as well. And another is context or culture. You need to see the readiness and involvement and cultural sensitivity. The real world challenge in implementation. Technology is advancing faster than practice. Yeah, many tools exist but not fully integrated into the care. Gaps between technology and real world use is also a lot of gap between technology and in the real world, like digital literacy, resource limitation, workforce challenge, and cultural and ethical challenge as well. As I mentioned before about family, the role of nurse moving forward, right? The bridging the technology and patient care, ensuring ethical and compassionate use and adaptation care to context. This is the role of nurse need to move forward. And this one is the technology and humanity. Technology is too powerful tool, but not complete solution. The challenge is not adoption, but wise utilization. Human connection remains central in palliative care. The human also important, right? The nurse also the important one as well, because it's very essential in the protecting humanity and when we use the technology. This also the recap in the future trend in palliative care, like early integration palliative care begin at the NCD diagnosis, right? That Ajahn Peng mentioned in the first section. Another value-based advanced care planning continue as is a conversation about life goals, not one-time document. Multidisciplinary time is very important for the palliative care. And digital health and telepalliative care, nurse lead telehealth, reduce the hospitalization that I mentioned before about the study, right? The AI with the caution, AI enable earlier refer symptom prediction and workforce support. And however, black box in AI is ethically unacceptable in the end of life care. Explainability is not negotiable. The nurse as the hub across all the train, like right, in the multidisciplinary care or anything else. Nurse is the important role in the center one. Nurse is the coordinator. The last one is the Thai and Asian gap. Global evidence exists. The local evidence does not. This is where your research beginning that this gap we in the future we can collaborate the research together. Thank you very much for your attention.
All right, thank you. Give applause to Ajahn Jip. Ngantuk kayaknya ya. Tepuk tangannya mana tepuk tangannya? Nah.
I need the speaker is cannot hear you. It's
Oh,
like hear the like signal.
all right.
Where-
You can hear me?
Hear a
Yeah,
little
I
bit.
can. I can.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, today we next agenda is Q&A question discussion will be from the regular one and then from the master. Okay, one from the regular first, right? Okay. Oh, dari internasional kelas. Iya. Yang reguler ada nggak pertanyaan? Reguler? Ada? Ada satu. Oke, good.
Okay, thank you for the insightful presentation, Ajahn Jip. My name is Faradita Ilyas, sixth semester from International Nursing class. I have one question, like with the rapid development of healthcare technology, how do we ensure that compassionate and patient-centered care remains the priority in palliative care practice? Thank you.
All right, you got the question?
I hear a little bit. I need. Can you type? I don't know. It's like but a lot of the like a signal in my speaker.
Okay.
It's fine. I will type for her.
Oh,
No need to, we will type, is okay. All right. All right, thank you, Ajan. Thanks. All right, we move the second question. Yeah. From the master student first, and then the regular.
Yes, thank you. Let me introduce myself. My name is Agustina. I have one question. Di slide yang ini Bu, hospice home. Slide hospice home. This technology relies heavily on internet connectivity and digital literacy. What strategies can be implemented to ensure this innovation doesn't create a new gap for patients in remote areas or those with economic constraints? Thank you.
All right, Ina, you got it, the question?
Oh, it's like only share.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
I hear
Please repeat it.
like a student talk, but not
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Okay, we will repeat it for you. Wait a second.
Okay. I'm sorry. The slide hospice home.
In your slide, in
In your slide,
hospice home.
hospice home.
Is
Yes.
clear?
Yeah.
My voice? All right.
Yes.
Okay.
This technology relies heavily on internet connectivity and digital literacy. Oh. What strategies can be implemented to ensure this innovation doesn't create a new gap for patients in remote areas or those with economic constraints? Bagaimana
All right.
strategi?
How to implement that hospice care in di mana? Oh, how to implement in the rural area? Yeah, not urban, rather than in urban area. I think Peng is already gathered the question, right? Okay. The move next is from the regular. Okay, we have kita punya kuota 2 dari reguler ya, karena reguler kelasnya kan besar ya. Besar kan? Besar. Jadi tolong ada dua pertanyaan. Oke. Baik, silahkan. Dari reguler kelas C. Oke. Tepuk tangan dulu reguler kelas C.
Thank you for the opportunity. Before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Zulfa. First of all, I apologize if my English isn't clear. Then I really enjoy your presentation. It was very well explained and easy to understand. My question is, in Thailand, how can healthcare professional leverage technologies as a digital medical records, telemedicine, or decision support system to address ethical dilemmas in palliative care, particularly when the patient wishes conflict with the family decision regarding quality of life? Thank you.
Wait a second. Your pronunciation maybe can slowly. Nek moco cepet-cepet. Iya, diulang lagi apa?
In Thailand, how can healthcare professional
How can healthcare professional
leverage technologies
collaborate or leverage?
leverage
Leverage, all right.
technologies
Technology,
such as digital medical records,
all right.
telemedicine,
Okay.
or decision support system to address ethical dilemma in a palliative care, particularly when the patient wishes conflict with the family decision regarding quality of life.
Regarding quality of life, all right.
Thank you.
Okay, maybe we close the question. In this session, we have three questions. The first one from the international classes. Maybe you can answer, Ajanjit. The first one about the hospice home slide. No. How do we ensure the compass night and quality care in palliative care in digital area? Yeah. Or maybe Ajan Peng will be have some
I
answer
type is
also.
okay. If
Huh?
I can only talk, but when I hear you, it's like very signal. It's like shh. I don't know. Maybe my speaker is have something
All
wrong.
right. You can answer the question.
Yeah, and by typing or talking, maybe it's like a one-way communication. For the first one about the compassionate and quality care in palliative care. The first thing we need to the technology is a tool, not a human. It's like we need the important thing we need to care about the patient. We need to use the concept patient-centered care is also important. Maybe the technology will help you to support uh, support how to care with the patient. And about maybe the technology will can help you to see the symptom, help you to see the wrong symptom in the patient. Maybe they can only help, but you can take care of them or do the clinical judgment. You need to use the human or a physician or the specialty one. This my answer in the first patient. First question. The
Gimana pertanyaan pertama? Menjawab? Okay.
The
Baik, jadi
second one is a hospital home, right?
okay.
Hospital homes like this rely on the internet, the digital literacy was easy to ensure the equity care far away area and economic consent. The good question is also problem in Thailand as well. If we also face this problem if in the remote area or rural area and far away area, yeah. Maybe this one is benefit for only in the right now. I mean nowadays we can use this model right like in the city or the one who can access the technology or internet. But about the faraway area or the economy constant, maybe it's also difficult right now. Hopefully later in the future, if everything is developed, even the rural area, remote area, and economic, and everything is equality, maybe can access this model. How do we ensure that compassionate and patient-centered care remain the priority in palliative care practice? How we ensure? Yeah, sure. We can ensure that the compassionate care and patient-centered still the priority care in palliative practice. This because that we mentioned before that the first question that the technology only the tool to help us to detect, to assess the patient. The nurse very important person, to help the patient care, and bot or AI cannot instead of the nurse or human as well. How can healthcare provider leverage the technology such as CCD telemedicine to address the clinical dilemma, especially with the family conflict and quality of life? It's a thoughtful question. Technology such as the clinical decision support, and can be helpful in address clinical dilemma. In this situation, maybe have a conflict about the family, and the family of life, quality of life as well. The clinical decision support the system can provide um, the purpose of the family and the event-based or the research support. Yeah. If they have like the patient getting worse, right? And it's help the healthcare provider or healthcare team explain the symptom or prognosis, to the patient and family. And also it help in the communication, like it may can help maybe like the telemedicine to help the family and the patient can use the telemedicine when they cannot meet the physician or doctor in the physical. So they can meet at the online or via the telemedicine. Yeah, I think
May I
is
have
the
some opinion?
question.
Yeah.
Sure.
Ajahn yeah.
Yeah,
Ajahn do you hear me?
yeah.
Yeah. I would like
I
to add some
wait.
opinion.
I finish and I will leave and enter again. It's okay because I don't know about my laptop. Ajahn Pang can
I
talk.
think
I will
I think
leave for
it's
a while.
fine.
Okay.
I think it's fine. I would like to following up at adding some opinion on Ajahn Jip's answer. The question is about the family conflict in palliative care and quality of life issue, right? Actually, technology and AI can be used as a tool, but the first thing we have to access what is really happening in that family, what are the conflict come from. So initially, you have to access the four comprehensively. First, the four dimensions and try to understand what is the conflict within this family. And then we can use the AI or data or technology supportive to support our decisional conflicts in family. So technology can use as a tool in telepalliative and also use the data from AI prediction model or something. But the important principle, if we have to access the patients and family comprehensively, try to understand what is the conflicts and who is the key persons which be able to make a decision in this conflicts or dilemma. So that what I want to add from Ajahn Chip. And the last question, Ajahn Chip.
I also have the last question.
Right, you have last question.
Already done or the last one?
Oh, really?
Yeah. The last
This
question
is the
is
last
like
one.
the clinical decision or clinical dilemma about a family, right?
Okay.
Yeah, right. So have any question from student? Semua master student? Dari reguler? Ada lagi nggak? Dari internasional ada? Hah? Dari S2 ada lagi? Any question from master student? Yang dari rumah sakit mungkin mau menerapkan teknologi ini kan MK Teknologi Keperawatan Paliatif ini. Nah, ini MK-nya S2 ini loh ini. Ada pertanyaan dari S2? Dari S1 reguler? Ada nggak? Ngantuk malahan pojokan. Ada? Nggak ada. Kalau nggak ada ini dari internasional ada lagi ya. One question from our international classes in here. Alright. Di sini nggak apa-apa.
Cek. Okay, good afternoon. My name is Garimun Pertama. I'm an international student, semester 6. So I have one question about the culture in Thailand, especially. So the question is, how do health workers overcome the tendency of families who choose to hide the prognosis from patient or collusion in the ACP process? Sorry. Because I have read an article that in Thailand, there are indeed culture values and belief that affect the end of life decision. And the phenomenon that often occur is families as doctor or nurses not to tell the patient that the disease is terminal. Thank you.
All right, thank you. You got it. Ajan Chip and Ajan Pek. All right.
It's so
Okay.
difficult question. It's like narrative as well.
So the question is that how do healthcare worker in Thailand dealing with advanced care planning? Because everyone in Thai tend to avoiding talking about death and dying, right? Am I right?
Yeah, right.
I think this common problem, including in Indonesia, right? For
Yeah,
example,
sure.
during the Songkran day, you know Songkran, right? It
Yeah, I
just
know. That is Thai
yesterday.
New Year, right? Yeah.
Yeah, during the Songkran day, we are not allowed to talk about advanced care planning or even give lecture related to palliative care or advanced care planning. And in Thailand, advanced care planning is quite new, and the responsible people is the palliative doctor, not a nurse. So we know that this person is not curable, so we will consult the palliative care team, and then family and patient have to visit the palliative care team, and at that time palliative care doctor will be the one who breaking the bad news. Sometimes my friend as palliative care doctor, they always mention that the physician from other department, for example oncologists, oncologists have treated this patient for almost 5 years, and they never discuss about disease trajectory before, or they never talk about advanced care planning before. And then once the disease cannot cure anymore, they suddenly consult palliative care team, and the palliative care doctor is the one who need to do breaking the bad news. And he shared that the oncologist make me like a bad guy or bad person for the patient and family. Then the palliative patients start to initiate advanced care planning at that time after the disease cannot cure anymore. But somehow we still have the effort to initiate as early as possible advanced care planning. But as you know, as in many Asian country, we feel uncomfortable discussing about advanced care planning, and we put a lot of effort to provide as early palliative care and early advanced care planning. But initially, ideally, they say that we should initiate advanced care planning since the diagnosis, right? But the research from a few years, like maybe last 4 or 5 years, they say that the important thing, especially for the Asian people, we need to assess their readiness for talking about death and dying first. So we should not use the ideal concept from WHO, because Asian is different from Western people. So in Thailand, we still have a lot of room to improve, and we share the same limitation, but we put the effort raising the awareness, try to provide public education about advanced care planning as much as possible. But we still are in the initiative step for advanced care planning and early palliative care. So yeah, that is. Do I answer your question, or do you need to know about anything? How about Indonesia? Is it as difficult as here?
Yeah,
Talking
it's
about
clear. Yeah,
uh,
I think that it give us good experiences about the Thailand technology and culture also in Thailand. All right. Thank you so much. Before we are going to end of these classes, maybe we have take a picture together with Ajan Jip and Ajan Peng. And we also have some certificate, maybe. Okay, we can take a picture together, ya. Kita foto bersama-sama ya. Silahkan mahasiswa berada di sana. Nah, biar nanti yang foto di sini. Jadi mahasiswa silahkan menempatkan diri di depan. Ayo, di depan. Ayo cepetan, biar pulang. Ya, ke depan. Di depan sana.
Maju,
Nah,
menghadap
maju-maju.
ke Bu Aini.
Ya, menghadap ke saya. Nggak apa-apa, tasnya ditinggal. Tapi sampahnya nanti jangan lupa ya. Jangan sampai saya bersih-bersih loh ya. Ayo, biar cepat pulang, ayo, ayo. Cepat, cepat, cepat. Ayo, tasnya ditinggal dulu, nggak apa-apa. Tasnya ditinggal dulu, nggak apa-apa. Ayo, ayo menempatkan diri, ayo. Ayo menempatkan diri.
Cek, 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 cek.
Ayo, jangan mageran kayak yang tua-tua, lihat tuh. Yang master student saja tuh, lihat. Bapak-bapak, ibu-ibu siap di sana. Ayo. Nah, ayo. Ayo. Agak mepet, mepet. Kalau enggak sini. Nah, duduk di bawah. Duduk di bawah. Sudah?
Cek, cek.
Ini panitianya mana panitia? Kelihatan? Ayo, sudah? Ya. Okay, be ready to take a picture together. Right. Mana? Bu dosen, Pak dosennya mana? Tadi? Bu Evi, Bu Dia? Nggak kelihatan.
Lanjut, monggo Bu
Oke.
Aini.
Oh
Lanjut.
iya. Oke, oke, baik. Oke, we ready to take a picture? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Berikan senyuman yang sangat cantik dan ganteng sekali, yang manis ya. 1, 2, 3. Nah, gaya bebas. Nah, unggul no, gaya bebas kok gini. Unggul dulu. Unggul, oh. Jangan gini ya. Oh. Ya, siap? 1, 2, 3. Lagi, sekali lagi. 1, 2, 3. Gaya bebas? Gimana? Oh, mani. 1, 2, 3. Lagi, one more. 1, 2, 3. Oke. Thank you so much, Ajan Jim and Ajan Feng. We are very happy to have you in here. So hopefully we can visit Mahidol to in this year with our student. So hopefully the lecturer from Aisah University Yogyakarta can visit Mahidol University. All right.
Yeah,
So thank you so
sure,
much
hopefully.
for joining with us. All right. Thank you and
Thank
see you
you.
next
See you.
time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Baik, kita akhiri ya pada sesi hari ini ya. Sudah kita bisa akhiri atau tidak kita akhiri? Oh, tadi kan perjanjiannya yang kalah tadi nyanyi ya. Wah, ya terakhir itu. Ayo, Ibrahim nyanyi. Enggak ada. Ayo. Ibrahim nyanyi. Ayo. Ibrahim nyanyi Libya language. Ya, oke. Ayo sini. Ayo, bahasa Arab berarti Libya. Wah, jangan lupa kita tari perut ya. Ayo, mana tadi yang salah? Loh, yang satu lagi kemana? Satu lagi kemana? Masih ada mic-nya, masih ada satu? Hamid, ayo. Hamid, lari ke Ahmed, lari dia ke kamar mandi. Ayo, mana tadi? Ahmed, sebentar ya, sebentar. Nah, ini kan menepati janji. Hei, Ahmed, ayo, cepet. Oh, nanti kalau teman-teman nggak pulang, nanti kamu digembosi lo ya. Ayo. Ini dari kelas internasional kita. Ya, ini dari Libya. Ayo, Ahmed, cepat. Tadi salah. Nyanyi dulu. Balonku ada 5 bahasa Libya. Ayo. Iya kan? Hah?
Nyanyi apa ya? Bismillah. Astagfirullah. Bentar.
Ayo. Apa?
Aku sayang, kamu juga sayang, tapi sayang. Oh, bahasa Libya.
Ya.
Ini aja yang bahasa Libya. Oke. Bahasa apa ya? Pak, saya lagu anak-anak. يا بابا اسناني واوا وديني عند الطبيب ما عاد بدي شوكولاتة بس بدي أشرب الحليب. Udah Miss, segini cukup aja. Cukup malu Miss. Cukup malu Miss. Ini belum. Saya udah.
Oke, kita tunggu satu lagi. Beri aplaus untuk Ahmed. Iya, ini nanti kita akan menyanyi bahasa Libya ditranslatekan ke bahasa Indonesia. Hah?
Aku harus translate juga.
Iya.
Eh.
Eh. Ayo, kasih semangat teman-temannya. Atau mau nari juga boleh. Hmm. Nanti kalau nggak pulang-pulang salahin dia ya.
ماما جابت بيبي حلو صغير
Tepuk tangan.
يا الله حبيبي شو ذكي ومغنطر.
Artinya.
Ini ibuku yang ini udah apa? Bagaimana?
Ibuku udah apa ini?
Jelasin ya.
Oh sayang ibu katanya ya.
Iya ya saya.
Sayang ibu. Terus gimana? Sayang ibu kepada beta gitu. Gimana ini translate-nya ini? Hah?
Iya ini maksudnya.
Iya ibu, bisanya hanya iya ibu gitu. Ya terima kasih ya, baik. Oke. Ya terima kasih student internasional dari Libya sudah memeriahkan ya, walaupun ya terbata-bata. Baik, mari kita akhiri ya pertemuan pada hari ini. Semoga bermanfaat. Hati-hati di jalan bagi Bapak Ibu ya, yang tadi jauh-jauh ke sini ya. Kemudian tidak ini kan ya, karena tadi sudah dinyanyikan dari Libya langsung ya. Baik, jet lag ya, jet lag. Baik, saya akhiri pertemuan pada hari ini dengan membaca hamdalah bersama. Baik, mari kita akhiri. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Gue bisa bikin konten affiliate tanpa produk, tanpa kamera, tanpa edit.
Jangan lupa absennya yang
Sekarang
sudah
saya bisa
absennya dibawa ke depan. Absen, absen, absen. Ya, sama-sama. Absen, absen. Absen S2 sudah ya? Absen S2. Oke. Absen S1.
Mangan tempe rasane kaya makan lawuh sate. Senajan saate sing penting kowe. Ngombe kembang tahu rasane kaya ngombe susu. Ra usah mencucu terus nangguro kowe ra bakal tak maju. Bunga tenang rasane wong kang lagi kandung tak perjuangke tekan janur malanggo kowe sine aku mangga karo kowe anane tresno kurang bakal rete be ojo malah tresno kurang bakal ilang kaya aku peka kowe jen istimewa. Rasane kaya Antau sate sijan samanane sing penting ro kowe ngombe kembang aku rasane kaya ngombe susu ora usah kudu tes aku ro kowe ora bakal sama aku Tani wong kang lagi kanggo tak berduani panjang nur balako ini bangga karo kowe Ane sepura bakal bete Beojo malam terus sepura bakal hilang Barat koyo aku Jogja kowe jen istimewa Kowe siji Aku bangga karo kowe gelem nampa anane terus aku ra bakal pede kowe aja hilang terus aku ra bakal hilang barat koyo aku Jogja kowe jen istimewa